Hey, what is up you guys? It's your boy StrayDog here. We're back at it again with another video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whatever time you're watching this. So for this one, we have another reaction video on our hands. This one is a little bit different again. CashualChuck. This guy is a YouTuber where his content is more on well, I guess all of his content is about SB19 and all that good stuff. This is what nobody understands about Ken of SB19. I get this. I want to watch this one because of one, Ken is my favorite member of SB19, but two, a lot of people don't like Ken. Yeah, it's just one of those things where people either like you or don't like you, and it's neither. It cannot be in the middle, that sort of stuff. But yeah, let's check this one out, shall we? Disclaimer of liability. I'm too lazy to read this, but anyways, yeah, let's check this one out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Kidding.
Sino ang pinaka-spoiled sa grupo?
Ito
Sino ang makakalimutan? Hindi mong patapos na, nagkamali pa siya. Bakit na lang Ken? Bakit si Ken? Bakit si Ken?
Please stop it.
Stop. Chuck, the fanboy reactor stories.
Ken is, in my opinion, the most successful idol in P-pop history. Most fans see him as someone who's living the life most of us can only dream of. But in reality, there's a lot more going on behind all the glitz and glamour. So in today's video, we will reveal the challenges he had to go through just to get where he is today. From being a scrawny kid who only ate instant noodles on his birthdays to becoming the CEO of his own company. I know, Ken's story is like a definition of rags to riches. And the haters are not having it. He quickly became one of the most polarizing figures in the P-pop industry. But before we talk about all that, let's talk about his humble beginnings because it's straight up inspiring.
Hey. Is a provinciano coming from, I forgot where, but that was in like mountain region. Not even knowing what the fuck a cell phone is at a very young age. So yeah, this guy really inspiring. Hey. Like this. I might have to mute parts of the video due to copyright content, maybe. Anyways,
it all started in Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur.
Zamboanga.
This is the countryside where Felipe John Suson was raised. His mom wanted to name him Kenji, but his grandpa Felipe insisted to name him Philip. He was the youngest member of a family that barely had anything financially. They were very poor that instead of a cake on his birthday, all he gets is a plate of instant noodles. Life was so hard that having fried
I'd kill for instant noodles, man. Pancit canton. Fuck yeah.
chicken was heaven for him, so it quickly became his all-time favorite. Because of this, both of his parents had to go overseas to find better paying jobs to support the education of Ken and his older sister. He had to be taken under the care of his grandparents. He then grew up in a church and his grandpa was the pastor. He was just a scrawny kid who likes mathematics and discovered drawing as his first talent. So he went on to become an editorial cartoonist in school. Family gatherings in the Philippines always require a karaoke machine, and Kent's extended family wasn't a stranger to that. He used to hide during these occasions because he was always asked to sing. I was told by some sources that Ken had a very good singing voice as a kid but lost his confidence when puberty hit because it gave him an ultra deep voice, which turned out to become one of his greatest assets in the future because
Yes sir.
of the dude named Pablo.
I never thought na may mga tao talaga makapag-appreciate ng voice ko. Kasi hindi ako ganoon ka confident sa voice ko kasi yung range ko mababa lang tapos malalim yung boses ko.
Needless to say, that was what made me a huge fan of this guy. His fucking voice is just insane. Like I've said, and I've coined this a couple of times, he is the base of SB19, and I love that. Love that. Also didn't know that he was insecure about his voice. This is my first time finding out. But yeah, it's just nuts, you know, how things just come into place
Ngayon, parang naging na-appreciate ko na yung boss ko dahil may mga tao na ka-appreciate na.
Nice.
Nice.
Anyway, his newfound love for
What the fuck
music
was that?
got him to learn his first musical instrument without anyone teaching him. So he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but later fixed it
Southpaw?
as he learned more.
Okay.
He was also active in sports, representing his school in regional tournaments. He played some table tennis and sepak takraw as a spiker. For those who don't know, this position requires exceptional skills to perform explosive jumps to block and spike the ball.
Yes, sir.
The teacher saw this as a potential that can translate into good dancing, so he was offered to join the dance club for better grades.
Nice.
He was hesitant at first, but when he tried, y'all know what happened next. Watching his early clips feels like he was born to dance. He was even hired by his school to choreograph some dance routines. He then moved to Cagayan de Oro to study architecture in college. He became a member of the dance crews called Excite, GA7, and Amigo 7. These last two crews were so good, in fact, Ken had a crewmate named Joshua who went on to become a member of a successful international idol group in the future called the Z-Boys. They were beating everybody in the
Didn't know this. This is very informative. I like it.
countryside, so there was no point in competing there anymore. It was time for the big leagues. They got invited to join major K-pop dance competitions, and this was the first time when Ken met other SB19 would-be members. Not as brothers, but as enemies. In one particular contest, Josh and Stel's crew defeated Ken's because they already had a GOAT status in the industry at the time. Ken accepted defeat gracefully and even asked to be trained by Josh, which actually surprised him because he thought Ken was a show-off.
Kinausap niya po ako eh. Sabi niya sa akin, Idol Josh, Idol Josh. Ganun po tawag niya sa akin yun, Idol Josh. Pasali naman ako sa ano nyo. Pa-training naman ako sa grupo nyo. Kahit sa gilid lang ako.
But because of their distance, the training together never
Hey, yo, I didn't know this though. I didn't know this. Oh.
happened. Ken then went home to continue his studies. Fast forward to 2017, he received a message from Josh. It was an invite to audition for the 5th member spot of SB19. But there's one problem. Ken had no money, so Josh was like, no problem, I'll take care of it. Ken then told his grandma about stopping school to pursue it, and she was very hesitant because she thought it was a scam, and his parents overseas would have automatically said no. But Ken was so close to his grandma that he managed to convince her to go in secret. So our country boy took off to pursue his dreams.
Okay.
He had nothing with him except his phone, his clothes, and a 1,500 peso pocket money.
Yeah, I've heard of this story. Tony Talks, or one with the Hawans. Yeah, the one with the Hawans. Anyway.
This time when he arrived at the airport, there was no crew. It was all him. So imagine how that must have felt. Anyway, he took a taxi to SBT Talent Camp, and of course, the drivers scammed him. He had to pay 600 pesos for a supposedly 150 peso trip.
Motherfucker got
What a
ripped off.
ripoff. Anyway, he finally met Josh and the boys and started training with them for a year while crashing into a distant relative's house to rest up. He slept on the floor, not with a comforter, but a banig. Because if he didn't, he would be homeless. Ken had no salary when he was still training, so he moonlighted as a small-time model to survive. Which is an experience that would play a big role in his future.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, his fashion sense is nuts. Sometimes questionable, but most of the time, on point. I love his style. Out of all the members of SB19, again, his style is amazing. And I guess he got this from modeling. Yeah, I think so. Sometimes his style is a bit questionable though, but anyways.
The dude was literally fighting for his dreams every single day. So here comes 2018 when they finally debuted, and though it was a rocky start, they gradually progressed to become the greatest P-pop group God has ever created. If you want to know more about their story as a group, check out the SB19 story series I made, linked down in the description. You can also join the highest tier of our channel's membership if you're interested to be credited as one of the executive producers. So how did Ken become the most polarizing P-pop idol? Like, how is he either obsessively loved by fans or obsessively hated by bashers?
Yeah. Philip's brother is a complete ripoff of Nice Lit. Lamau, y'all is actually style is so fucking annoying. No one except the fact that your idol stole someone else's work frame by frame. I I mean, I can understand where he's coming from. I'm not saying that this is true. I can understand where he is coming from. Like, but at the same time, though, can you not be inspired by someone? Like, can you not? Can you not be inspired by someone? Just as I am inspired by Ken. Ken is also inspired by his other idols, other artists, taking from other artists' works and then translating them and then adding his own, like, riz to it. That is honestly part of the creative work that is art. Like, honestly, like, yeah, each and every artist has taken from another artist, whether they like it or not, whether they admit it or not, whether consciously or subconsciously. But anyways, to each their own.
Well, he has this persona of a badass dude who doesn't give a shit. And if you combine that with one of the many accusations thrown at him, then they got themselves a new P-pop villain in the making. But there's one thing in common between all those issues. They lack evidence. There are a few exceptions though, but you can't say a person is arrogant just because he looks cool and badass. The dude is even a softie. He tends to cry in interviews and emotional moments. His awkwardness as a kid is still there, and this TikTok clip says it all.
Me and you and me, just us and your friend Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve.
Yeah, this guy is just like the province boy. He's not a city boy. He's just not that guy. And like, I like that. I can understand that. Again, this is just his own personality. And who the fuck are we to, ask something out of someone we're not even close to? We're just fans. We're fans. Fans or haters, we have no right to ask of someone, to tell someone to act a certain way just because we want them to. Nah. We are here to enjoy their work and critique them. If they let us down, then we critique them, and that's on them if they listen to or not. But yeah, just the awkwardness. I kind of get this from Ken. His whole cold, stoic kind of badass persona is some sort of a coping mechanism for him. Maybe, I don't know. Again, I'm just talking. These are just my opinions, but maybe it's a type of coping mechanism for him, because he's not really that confident, but at the same time he is, and that is amazing. At the same time, it's insane, because he is dancing and performing in front of thousands of people, sold out stadiums and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he's just a little kid by heart. He's still that provinciano from the mountain regions who is so in love with chicken and yeah. But now he's gotten to a point where he can enjoy his life, but still be himself. Never lose yourself. Stay grounded. And I like that. I love that from Ken. He's always grounded. He's still grounded, even though his persona or the way he acts in front of the camera says otherwise. But anyways,
Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Steve. Do 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 Steve.
fucking doing this shit, bro. Naruto.
Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve.
Also, you can't just call a person lazy just because you've seen a few clips of him sleeping. I mean, isn't it a result of him working too hard? Being an idol and running your own clothing company at the same time is no joke.
Yeah.
The dude only used to draw this aspiration, but now he made it happen. He managed to build a company that sold out merch in just minutes. It's insane. It's even rumored that his company is now worth more than $1 million. Whether it's true or not, it put an even bigger target on his back. And haters started coming up with even more ridiculous claims, like accusing him of copying 2 K-pop music videos just because they have a similar vibe. This was easily debunked though. If you want to check it out, I made a video about it, link down in the description. His main dancer position got also heavily criticized because of one single clip of him messing up on live TV. It was unfair in my opinion because Ken has always been consistent in his dance performances, yet the haters suddenly forgot about how good he really is.
Yeah.
Ken never fired back.
we all have those moments. We all have those moments. Like even the best of us. Heck, even like the most insanely talented and renowned, world renowned, internationally world renowned artists. Sometimes they lip sync. Insane singers, sometimes they lip sync. Dancers will forget the steps. Singers will go out of tone sometimes. It's just normal, bro. It's fucking normal. Just get on with it. Those who say otherwise, honestly, maybe I'm kind of sure, never performed in front of a crowd or in front of in a stage. They've never performed in front of other people. Those who say that, yeah, it's yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Or did he?
Hades on the way. Nagtatago kapag sa likod ng dami ang kampapre. Huwag mo mahiya, bas ka na sa lunggot. Patingin naman na sample kung paano maghihilip pababa.
So why does the poultry still exist and are still growing in numbers after all the bashing? Well, it's because he doesn't only have the alluring personality, but he also has the capability to back it up. Scratch that. Capabilities. What's crazy about Ken is that he has already shown us enough talent like his exceptional dancing and singing that is enough to fulfill a main vocal role.
Saan darating mga salita na nanggagaling sa aming dalawa? Kung lumisan ka, wag naman sana ika'y bumabit na, di magkawala aking sinta.
Yet he still has a lot of secrets. I'm telling you, man.
This guy can sing. Honestly, this guy can sing. Okay, especially in the where you at, he went in on that one. And other members of SB19 as well, they just upped themselves. They are no longer in the shadow of Stel. Like Stel is Stel. Like Stel is just innate talent, like his vocal capabilities is amazing. But yeah, they pulled their weights up. They have bettered themselves. Ken in all aspects, his dancing and his singing, his overall show business catalog is just went up a level with where you at. They bettered themselves, and I like that. They haven't gotten cocky. They haven't gotten stale. They've worked on getting better themselves, and that is a good thing. That is a good thing. So you don't get into a point where you're just boring. Yeah, never be boring. Show business, if you're boring, yeah, people don't like you.
This guy is a living anime character.
Hey.
Have you heard of an idol who is also a CEO? A dancer who is known for his aerial flips but never tells us that he can also breakdance.
B-boy.
A singer who writes and co-produces his own songs. A musician that plays guitar, keyboard, drums, and can even beatbox. A fashion influencer. A man who plays sports like basketball, billiards, volleyball, badminton, table tennis, boxing, and sepak takraw with decent proficiency. A skater boy. An artist. A philanthropist. And most especially, a man of faith. I initially thought that the Superior Sound brand was all about him, but I was quickly proven wrong when I found this Bible verse underneath his Bulan CD. Hebrews 1:5-14. The entire passage is lengthy, but it all boils down to Christ being the superior of all beings. I mean, all of us have different religions. Some don't even have one. But I just respect people like him who stand firm behind their beliefs. As of today, Ken has established himself as an arguably the most successful P-pop idol and the richest among his co-members. And it's just the beginning. They're still on their way to introducing Filipino music to the world through the US as of the making of this video. And his group SB19 is the first one to ever do it.
Let's go.
So what have we learned about Ken's story? For me, it was his persistence and willingness to take risks. Have you ever noticed that sometimes it's your loved ones that said no to your aspirations?
True.
Because, they care about you. They don't want you to fail and all that.
But you have
Do you know how many people have had visions, ideas, and huge career moves that they were about to do, but they allowed the word no to stop them? For all I know, you might be one of those people.
Yeah, learn to embrace mistakes. Cheap, expensive, borderline mistakes. You just have to be able to just get on with life. Most people will say no. So my advice, I don't know if you want my advice, but my advice nonetheless is just don't say things that you're about to do and just do it. You know, it's so cheesy and so simple, but just do it. Don't announce it. Just let your fucking progress do the work for you.
The difference with Ken is that he never gave the power to the word no. It was his own grandma who tried to stop him, but he continued. Yes, haters exist, but he didn't reject his own ideas just because they rejected his ideas. Haters hate because they feel small when your ideas start turning into reality. He once said in an interview that success is the best revenge, so he stopped killing them with kindness. To this day, Ken has been torturing them with success.
Hell yeah. Alright, that was a good video. That was a really good video. Like this one. Subscribe to CashualChuck, CashualChuck if you haven't already. But yeah, I like this one a lot. You guys, I hope he makes more of these videos for the other members of SB19. But yeah, for now that will be it. If you like the video, then like the video. Share this with your friends. If you have any other comments or recommendations for future videos, I like videos like this. It's a good change of pace from our normal musical reaction videos. But anyways, if you like the video, then like the video. Share this to your friends. If you have any other comments, recommendations, put it down there in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But that will be it for this one though. Thank you very much guys for watching. Until next time folks, bye bye.